guys, how's everyone doing? Today I am honored, I am blessed, everything, all of the above, to be reviewing and talking to you guys about an amazing legendary amplifier. We've got the Mesa Boogie Mark V over here to my left, to your right, sitting right there on the studio desk. We're going to go through the ins and outs. I'm going to show you how to achieve really good tone. I want to thank you for clicking on this video and checking it out. Please like, subscribe. I do a lot of these videos and relatively low subscriber count, so if you can, help me out. Also, I would like to thank zzounds, our provider for today, our sponsor for today. We got zzoundsmusic.com. If you haven't checked them out, please check them out. The links are down below. They offer all this great gear with different financing plans and zero credit check. That's right, no credit check, no interest on your part. It is seriously the best payment plan in my book. And I'm so excited. We're gonna go ahead and zoom in on the Mesa Boogie Mark V 35. It's a 35 watt head. We're going to zoom in, talk about some features. I'm sure you could look up a lot of that on your own. If you want to hear some solo playing, you could skip ahead. And all the timestamps are down below. I hope you enjoyed the jam earlier. So I will stop talking and let's get you understanding this awesome amp. All right, guys, here we are, super up close to the amp's front panel. We've got two channels. The first channel is controlled by these knobs up here, second channel down here. There's 3 modes per channel. We have clean, and you know what? I'm going to put it on the clean channel with this toggle switch here. Up here, we're on the clean channel. We've got 3 modes. We've got clean, fat, and crunch. Personally, the crunch is absolutely beautiful. Those of you that love Marshall UK amps, this is kind of the bread and butter here. Okay, we've got gain, treble, mid, bass, presence, and master. On the second channel, we flip this down. This is a 3-way toggle switch. The middle lets you use a foot switch, which we will get to in just a bit after this, okay? If you push all the way down, we are now on channel 2, and we've got 3 awesome modes. Awesome modes. We've got the Mark IIc Plus. This is a legendary Mesa Boogie amplifier. I believe John Petrucci uses it. Metallica used it for Master of Puppets. Whole bunch of different bands did. And I'll show you what it sounds like as well. We've got my personal favorite, the Mark IV. It's just like the Mark IIc Plus, except a little tighter on the bottom end. Personally, I just like that. And then there's extreme mode. I'm going to put it back to Mark IV just so I know that's what I like. And of course, we have the same controls. We've got gain, treble, mid, bass, presence, and master, and these are my personal settings that I do like. Now, one super awesome feature about this amp, a unique feature in case you haven't noticed, is our EQ section. Now, the EQ section can be toggled via foot switch. You can also, this is to leave it on the first channel. So let's go back to channel 1. Right now it's on. Put it down, it disengages. When we push it all the way down the toggle switch, then that is foot switchable. If you just want to leave it on the whole time, again, all the way up, off all the time in the middle, and foot switchable all the way in the bottom. And I don't have a foot switch connected, so that's why it is off. I'm going to leave it on because I love how it sounds. Same thing with channel 2. If I'm back over here on channel 2, we've got EQ on. In the middle, it is always off. And on the bottom, it is foot switchable. I'm going to leave it always on, and we're going to hear what all that sounds like. Very cool. I'm going to go back to my clean mode. Here we've got the different frequencies that we could adjust. We've got 80 hertz, 240, 750, 2200, and what is it, 6600 right there. And another really sweet feature is the watt selection, the power selection here. So I can go on my clean, I could go 35 watts, 25, or 10. And I'll try zooming in right there to see if you can check that out. But those are your 3 selections. And you could choose between each channel. So let's say we want channel 1, we want a lot of headroom, we want 35 watts. channel 2, we go to channel 2, we can switch it over to 25 watts easy, or 10 watts, whatever you want. I'm keeping both of them at 35 watts. And finally, over here, this is a Footswitch only feature. This is 2 different volumes. So you have solo 1 and solo 2. Let's say I am on clean channel. I could push on the Footswitch solo 1 and it increases my volume by that much, as we can see there, right? If I am on channel 2, my volume will increase by that much. Good for adding solos, different leads, so on and so forth. And of course, we have our power on, and right now I am on standby, and we'll turn it on in a bit. We're going to check out the back panel right now. All right, guys, here we are on the back panel. From left to right, we have our fuse here. We've got a tube guide. It's using 4 EL84s and 6 12AX7s. This is where we connect our Footswitch. We have an FX loop, send and return. We've got a headphone out. Also, the Mark 535 has reverb. So let's say channel 1, you want like a rhythm. I would probably have that off. And then channel 2 is my soloing. I'd probably put that up a bit. But yeah, you have independent reverbs there for each channel. Unfortunately, they're not foot switchable. I wish that was the case. That would have made this amp absolutely 1000% perfect. But unfortunately, the reverb is not switchable. Speakers, we've got 2 4-ohm connections and 1 8-ohm. Over here, this is a cool feature. I'm going to try to adjust here a little bit. There we go. This is our cab clone. So if you're not familiar with a cab clone, it's basically an IR loader, and it's not an attenuator, I'm sorry. You could bring this out, and this is directly connected to my interface, and I'll show you that connection in a bit. But yeah, this cable is actually direct to my interface, as you can see. And so I record without a cab. I record it silently into my DAW. And here are some of our features. You want always speaker off if you don't have a speaker connected. If you have a speaker connected, you flip it on. But if you don't have a speaker connected, you want speaker off. These are the 3 different cabs we have. We've got closed back, open, and vintage. All 3 of them sound good. I personally like the open IR right there. And then, of course, our 3-pin XLR connector. And over here, what you cannot see is a lift and ground. I'm going to tilt it over here. So I have on lift at the moment. And that is our back panel. Guys, and one more thing that I need to go over with you before we do some solo playing is the Mark 535 Footswitch. It's pretty cool. It is very light. It feels like it's just a chassis. Okay, it is very, very light. It feels empty. It feels hollow in there, but rest assured, it works perfect. It changes everything. So here we've got a channel switcher. So it switches between the 2 channels. We've got the EQ, so you can engage the EQ on or off. You could also leave it on for, let's say, channel 2, and once you switch over there, your EQ is on. And we've got these last 2 foot switches that are solo 1 and solo 2. So if you're in channel 1, you push solo 1 and you get the boost in volume. If you go over to channel 2, you could push that, or you could leave them on and vice versa. So this is your foot switch. All right, guys, so here we go. Today I am using my very beautiful Gibson Les Paul standard faded 60s. I'm going to link this in the description. It is a killer guitar, but you didn't come over for the guitar. And I am using Logic Pro X as my DAW. And here is the Boogie. And I'll go ahead and kind of talk you through some of the changes that I'm making and some secrets on adjusting the tone, okay? Because this was a hard amp to dial in. Mesa Boogie Mark series, I've heard in the past, are difficult to dial in, and this one is very difficult. But once you do, you strike gold. So first off, we're on channel 1 clean, and these are my preferred settings. I'll try to zoom in for you here. Also, we're using the cab clone, and I am using the open 4x12. Okay, so just FYI, that's just my personal favorite. Of course, you can mess around with a whole bunch of different ones. Here is some clean, and again, there's no processing. I'm not connected to any preamps, not connected to any of that. Excuse me. We're going straight into my interface, my Antelope Audio Discrete 8 interface. Nothing in between there. Nothing in between me and the guitar, just straight through. So enjoy. Here's some solo playing. Again, here's clean. I'll start here on the neck pickup so you get some nice thick sound. Here we go. I'm going to lower the gain just a little bit to show you that I can get pristinely clean. Here we go. Here's something similar to that as well. Put it about 12 o'clock so we have some volume there. Here's the middle pickup. Adds a little bit more of a top end, and we're going to the bridge pickup. Not my favorite tone. I usually hardly ever play clean on the bridge, but here's something I want to show you. Turn on the EQ now. Check this out. Middle pickup. Quick side-by-side comparison. Much better. So I really like the post EQ on this. I usually always have it on, and these settings replicate these settings. A huge shout out to Sonic Studio. I saw a video on how to dial in this amp, and he nailed it. So that's what I'm doing. Of course, I tweaked little by little to adjust what I like, as you will, but nonetheless, this is a great setting. We're going to go over to Fat now, the Fat setting here on the channel 1, and we're going to hear how it changes. To me, it doesn't change too much. It just gets a little thicker. Here we go. It's kind of cool. It ventures into the tweed territory, in my opinion. You know, it's kind of like a pushed amp with the power tubes. You know, that's how I feel with it. We're gonna go over to crunch now. This is one of my favorite settings. I was a longtime Marshall player. Now, you know, I'm converted. By the love of God, I am converted, but it sounds very Marshall-ish. Check this out. Big sound. I'm going to show you, that was with the EQ on. Let's turn it off. You'll hear a pretty substantial difference. Here's EQ off. EQ on. Big difference. I'm gonna do a little bit of soloing, improv, whatever happens. Check this out. EQ off. See why I like to keep that EQ on? It sounds great. That EQ is where it's at. And here we've only got gain at 12 o'clock. We're gonna push it a little bit more. Let's go like all the way, why not? Let's see what happens. I don't even have to say anything. Okay, so I'm gonna move it back to maybe like 2 o'clock ish. I think that's like the sweet spot for me. And we're gonna go over to channel 2. So all I do is flip the switch over. There you go. You see the red light there. We are in channel 2. I'll start off with the Mark II C+. This is a legendary tone. My gain is at 12 o'clock. Let's check this bad boy out. Here we go. Without EQ. Check it out. Without EQ. You're gonna have your mind blown. Why? So it's a little boxy sounding. Once you turn on EQ, wow. Okay, so obviously the EQ has a lot to do. You're probably tired of me talking about the EQ. Just dip that 750 frequency. Okay, that was one of the things that I learned from the video that I talked about earlier from Sonic Studio. We're gonna move this down to Mark IV. And listen to how the bass kind of tightens up a little bit. It's a little bit more modern sounding in my opinion, my ears. Here we go. And now let's try it without EQ. Check out this difference. EQ on. I almost modulated for a second there. I kind of did. But anyways, guys, what do you think? Without the solos, okay, the only way you can program those is with the Footswitch, and basically just brings out your volume. I don't think a big demonstration of that is needed. But you heard this tone, okay? It is without a boost pedal. Look, and I'm going to prove that to you. Here we go. Just a short 10-foot cable in there, plugged directly into my DAW. Amazing, amazing tone. I'm going to bring this camera close up so you can check out this tone. Hold on. Okay, copy that tone if you want. Of course, you should tweak to your liking. That's exactly what I did. But anyways, guys, we'll call it an ending here. There's my DAW still recording. Hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I enjoy this product. You probably don't enjoy the video as much as I enjoy the Mesa Boogie, but man, check one out. This is 35 watts, a Mesa Boogie Mark V 35. Check it out. Check out zzounds.com, our friends over there who are providing us all this awesome gear. And yeah, see what you like from there. Comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know if you like the amp, if you don't like it, any questions you have on it, and maybe I could review some more, go into more depth with it. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Peace out. Take care. Bye-bye.